So I want to know what it is that you want to be known for.
I want to be known for making people uncomfortable and creating change, because that's the only way you create change, making people
Yep.
comfortable, because people are so comfortable in what they're doing right now, so comfortable in, standing on, these stereotypes, the past, like we were talking about, the past, this is what we
Yep.
did, the past traditions and all that stuff. No, let's get a little uncomfortable. Let's talk about how this looks if we didn't do
Yeah.
that.
Yeah. And I think that the idea of being uncomfortable, I feel like we've seen over the last couple of years, we're not going to talk about politics, but I feel like it's very like it's prominent in politics and how people feel about their politics, how people feel about certain things. And that this idea of like, I want to stay comfortable. So therefore, I'm not going to listen. I'm not going to outreach. I'm not going to expose myself to different types of people or cultures or experiences because I just want this. And it's become such a, I mean, I grew up in such a cultural place. I grew up in San Diego. And so there's people from all over, not just that like travel, like that live there, but that travel there from all over the world. So even walking around my city, I was hearing different languages. I was, there's different kinds of food everywhere. And then of course I got to travel and it just boggles my mind that sometimes people were literally like, I've lived in this town my entire life. I've never left, but
Never left.
my way's the right way. And you're like, you're so comfortable. You're so comfortable that you think that
I literally just had an argument with my brother about this. It's so funny that you say that. I'm like, the worldview of, people have this small worldview because a lot of you have not even stepped outside of your backyard, stepped foot outside of your backyard. And you so comfortable in standing on just being right in your way is your way or the highway. No.
or also being uncomfortable in things like trauma or abuse. You're
Mm.
just so comfortable with being treated like crap or not having confidence or being disrespected that the idea of stepping outside of that comfort zone is so scary that, you don't want to do it. And I can tell you right now, like confidence is one of those things that definitely takes work, especially for those of us who are adults and have had to kind of dig through these obligations and expectations and the way people treated us to really find what brings us joy or what makes us feel confident or smart or even things what make us feel sexy or worthy or desire, those kinds of things. Like, when you start to branch into asking yourself those questions and figuring out what those answers are and then being able to implement a plan to bring more of that into your life, that shit is uncomfortable. It is not rainbows and sunshines and all the time. I mean, there are times where it is that, but there's also the part where it's work because you're a piece of work. You are a piece of work that is being developed over time. I was just gonna say,
and you think about this whole time, for years, and people have to understand, and women especially, we have to understand for so long you've been doing something one way, and you had, like you said, you haven't been hearing, backlash or, this and that. So if you switch it up, it's going to take work. It's going to take a lot of work, and it's going to take a lot of grace and compassion for yourself, because you're going to encounter people that are going to make you feel a certain way. It's inevitable. It's inevitable,
Yep.
So you just have to give grace to yourself and say,
hold strong.
I was just going to say, I know this is happening right now, but this is not how it's gonna be forever. It's gonna be, like you said, once you get to that other side, oh, it's gonna be a beautiful thing. It's gonna be so beautiful, but you just gotta put in a little bit of the work. And you gotta give yourself some grace, compassion, and some patience.
Patience.
It's not gonna happen overnight. You're not gonna automatically. I tell people at the end of my book, it says I'm still on my journey. I'm still on my journey. I still get emotional.
We'll always be on our journeys, and I think that's a really important point to make, is that this journey doesn't have an end.
It doesn't.
It's part of the walking and the talking and the, just as much as you have your habits that eat away at your self-esteem right now, you can turn that around and implement habits that build your self-esteem. Start like literally right now. You could do it right now.
Right now.
And I will say this, it helps to have people on that journey to support you. So if you need me, y'all know you can find me online. I'm Vibrant Amber Rose. y'all can go find AJ. She's online, and you will not be disappointed by her posts. I absolutely want to recommend her book to you. It looks like it's available on Amazon, and it's called Allowed to Be Me, under A. Jefferson, the author. Yes. Go out, grab yourself a copy, read it. And, you know, one of the things I will end on this, reading books like this, I believe are really helpful. You had mentioned journaling a little earlier before, like how helpful journaling is to you. And I remember when I first started writing, I mean, when I was a kid, my mom used to give me books that had stories from real people. Like one of the first books that I like devoured was Chicken Soup for the Kid's Soul.
Oh, yeah.
Like you know, so it's like, I highly encourage those of you who are going on your own journey of, you know, self-awareness, mindfulness, wanting to build your self-confidence, wanting to learn how to set boundaries, read her story. And then as you're beginning to do this work that we've been talking about here in the last couple of minutes, know that writing it down, getting your feelings and emotions down on paper, getting your experiences down on paper can actually turn into a work of art that you can share with others.
Yeah, and I actually have a journaling prompt at the end of my book.
Ooh,
yeah,
perfect.
So definitely check it out, and they can just jumpstart. You know, that I did that for that reason. What you said, you know, just to jumpstart you into getting, like, knowing how it feels to, you know, get that stuff out and write it down, because like you said, it definitely can turn into a work of art. This can be this, as you're pouring this out.
Turn your mess into your message.
Exactly.
Well, we will definitely put a link to the book in the show notes below so you can check it out. AJ, thank you so much for coming and spending this time with me today. I've been admiring you from afar for a while. I'm super excited to see where our friendship and our working relationship goes. Any parting words you'd like to share?
I definitely thank you for having me. I really enjoyed it. And I'm so glad you reached out to me. And it's crazy because you, like I said, I'm in a point of my journey where I'm finding my, you know, my power again. Yes. So this was really good for me too. Yay. I really appreciate it. And I appreciate you, this platform, and all the women who will be listening to this. I appreciate you too. And I am here, just like she said, I am here for you all. So feel free to follow me on social media. April, the new year, all social media. That's what I'm under. So looking forward to connecting with all of you. You know, hit me up. I'm a girl's girl. Look,
let this be a lesson to all you ladies out there to not be afraid to send a message when you have a genuine desire to connect with someone, to reach out, say, hey, I love it too. When genuinely connecting with somebody online, I'm like, we're gonna be friends. Here.
Yes, I love it. That's how, look, I connect with everybody. Look.